evening, the host school, Colorado School of Mines, will take on Black Hills State in the 1-5. The winners, of course, moving on to tomorrow's championship game. Opening tip won by the Skyhawks. Drew Allen running the point for Fort Lewis, works it over to Johnson in the corner. Got it down low to Dang, and Dang missed that first shot, and a rebound, and out and running are the Rangers.
Here's Steermission with the ball right now. Injured for most of the year, only played 7 games for this team, but his IQ on the basketball floor is off the charts here for Regis. He could be an important factor in this game.
Steermission looking for some help, drops it off. Harmon kick into the corner. Bryant 3 off the back rim, and the Skyhawks have it. So a couple of missed shots on opening possessions for both teams. Johnson quickly up court, into the corner, lefty 3, no good. So early on, three-point shooting, just a tad off the mark. Both teams probably amping up a little bit with the adrenaline, as this is a big game for both squads. Almost an over and back is saved before it goes over the midcourt line.
Yeah, you see how closely they're covering Kobe Sanders at the arc right now.
Harmon missed that shot as well, working hard to get a rebound, and it's pulled down by Harmon and right back up for the first bucket of the game. Excuse me, that was Steermission.
Steermission bringing that presence down low, something that Regis has kind of missed out on this year. They're a little bit smaller team, don't have that size down low. Steermission brings a little bit of that presence here to Regis.
So Fort Lewis, Johnson the crossover. Allen into the lane, kick into the corner, a 3-ball again. This one is off the mark once again.
A couple of early threes here for the team that shoots 8th best in the conference, just 33.4%. Regis 6th best in the conference in that category, but they were second just about 5 or 6 games ago. See Chase.
That one is off the mark. I don't believe it hit the rim. Shot clock does not reset, so we're down to 12. But then a steal by Fort Lewis. Johnson's going to head the other off, but he loses the handle out of bounds. So
real shaky start here for both offenses going on, especially 3-ball shooting for Regis and really inside. Now it's a couple of turnovers that Fort Lewis has had that really they shouldn't, and back the other way.
Well, and that's that Fort Lewis pressure. They didn't really have any pressure, but they lead the conference in steals, are 4th in the country in steals. As we take another look at the inbound, he was expecting some pressure, and it wasn't there, and it just lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, this team, one of the best at getting the steals, 19 turnovers. I mentioned it before, 19.7 to be exact. And they're gonna try to make Regis force themselves out of this game with those turnovers.
Johnson drops it off, and Chol Dang drops in the first 2 of the game for the Skyhawks. Steermission from the corner, got it.
It's 2 big plays now by Steermission already early in this game. Had that second chance bucket, and now the 3.
So all 5 points, courtesy of Steermission. Johnson looking to respond down low and does his first bucket. Here's that full court press after a make, Fort Lewis. Not a ton of pressure. They're not double teaming like we've seen them do in the past, and they kind of break back at half court. There's that man again from the other corner. Back-to-back threes from Steermission.
Yeah, Fort Lewis here might be in a little bit of trouble if Steermission can shoot that well from 3-ball today. You already got Kobe Sanders, Chase Mayo-Harmon that you have to worry about that from beyond the arc. Don't need that third guy to be there with actually Jalen Brown also on the bench as well. He's a great 3-ball shooter, so don't want that 4th guy.
Johnson trying to respond, left it short. Regis trying to push up a little bit. They'll slow it back down and hand it off to Sanders. Straightaway 3-pointer, and all of a sudden the Regis Rangers look like the Golden State Warriors.
And Trey Bryant usually kind of the stingy guy around the defensive side of the ball. Some offensive boards for him as well. Not always shooting the 3-ball with all the shooters that they have on Regis, but he shot too early and connected on 1.
Dang works his way into the lane. Up and over his defender, and a tough fadeaway in the lane for Chol Dang. Dang with 4 of the 6 points for Fort Lewis here early on. As Regis, again, steer mission. Can he hit another? Yes, he can. 3 3-pointers in the early going, and steer mission's already in double figures. We're not even 5 minutes into this contest.
And man, I said he was going to be a factor. I didn't think he was going to take away this game here in the first half. Heck of a start for him.
Carmichael responds with a triple of his own. So both teams relying heavily on the three-point shot here in the early going.
And Fort Lewis only had 5 of them the first time they played Regis at the beginning of the season. Only shot 18 of them. Well on pace to beat that today.
And our first stoppage and a foul brings us to the first immediate timeout. 14:52 to go. Regis and Steer Mission hot from beyond the arc. They've got a 14-9 lead.
It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Back inside Lock Ridge Arena, Regis with an early 14-9 lead over Fort Lewis College. As we take a look first at a highlight, and Dylan, was he one of your difference makers?
Well, if he wasn't, he is now. Obviously, I mentioned only played 7 games so far this year for this team. But as I mentioned, when I talked to the coaching staff at Regis, his IQ off the charts, his basketball ability off the charts. They're really excited about him here at Regis, and he just didn't get to play enough. But, some of the rest of those difference makers, if Regis can just take care of that ball, not turn the ball over maybe 15 times in this game, that's a really good start to beat Regis. And as I mentioned a couple times, maybe if they can shoot with Kobe Sanders, if he has made 4 or more threes in a game, which right now it's Steer Mission controlling it, they have not lost this season if he shoots or if he makes more than 4 threes. So those are the 2 keys for Regis.
For Lewis, looking to respond. Earhart with the triple, rattled halfway down and out. Quickly up court. It's going to go off of the Regis player, Jalen Page, and back to the Skyhawks. Take a look at the last offense from Mayo. That was right out of the media timeout. What about for Fort Lewis? What do the Skyhawks need to do?
Yeah, for Fort Lewis, you really just got to force Regis into playing in your game. If you can force them to go more into the paint and not take all of those threes, they're recovering Kobe Sanders so far out of the arc and and Chase Mayo Harmon as well. If you can make them not shoot threes today, then that is the game that Fort Lewis wants them to play, and it will force them to get more turnovers like they have all season. That's definitely the number 1 key for Fort Lewis.
That 3 was an air ball, and unable to save it going out of bounds. Malachi Coleman, who just checked in for Fort Lewis. A couple more substitutions as Johnson is back in the lineup after a very short break. A.J. Riggs joins him for the Skyhawks, while Eddie Egan is in for Regis, as is Chi Archara.
And Chiachara kind of lost some of his minutes later on to this season. Eddie Egan been a really important player, 5 years at Regis. The only senior who's played 5 seasons at Regis so far this year. Lost 1 due to injury his junior year, but been a really important player.
Harmon got his own miss. Got it down low to Achara, who finishes off and will get a free throw for his efforts.
As I mentioned, not been a huge part of Regis's game plan, but you need that size a little bit as well. You got to find someone. You got Jalen Page, you got Chiachara, and you got Quinn Lambert also on the bench as well. They've used the Australian a little bit here so far this season. You see Aaron Austin, he's 6'9", but he's kind of lost his minutes as Steer Mission got back. So got to use some of that size, and Chiachara could be a player this year that's a factor. He's already got that and 1.
Achara made the free throw to push the lead to double figures. So Fort Lewis going to have to chip away here. Baseline looking for some help. Trapped behind the basket. Kick into the corner. 3-ball fading away. Rattled in for A.J. Riggs.
Really tough shot to hit. Chase Mayo Harmon did a nice job of closing in, tried to put some pressure on that shot, but nice three ball as they are landing here, really on both sides.
Another three. That one's off the back rim. Rebound is going to go off the Skyhawks, and it'll stay with Regis. Take a look at that last three from the corner. Riggs kind of fading out of bounds. Is able to knock that one down. Deep inbound pass. Harmon able to play it like a DB and pull it down, and then works its way into the lane, spinning. That shot is off the mark. Johnson between the leg dribble, and they're going to have a foul up top.
Showed some of the hop abilities, though. Biko Johnson, the one-hand slam. Not going to count, but I'd be able to put it on your highlight reel somewhere.
Johnson,
Ooh,
the
yeah.
D1 transfer from Nebraska Omaha, showing off the hops. Eight on the shot clock. Johnson will reset the offense. Asks for a screen. Gets it. Pulls up from way downtown. Whoa.
And Eddie Egan originally blew up that play, but you know, when you hit you just got to tip your hat really on that three ball. Nothing really much you can do about that. It's a long three.
And a response on the other end by Jalen Brown.
And Brown had those 25 points.
And then good recovery by the Regis defense, forces a turnover, drop pass, stripped though by Johnson. Great defense there from Biko as he was falling out of bounds. Cut through the lane and throw down for Coleman. So what was a 10-point lead has been whittled down to 4. And we're going to have a foul on the drive, no shot. And that brings us to the media timeout. Take a look at that last take. Coleman with the exclamation point.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Back inside Lockridge Arena, Regis with a 4-point lead over Fort Lewis, but the Skyhawks have chipped away at what was a 10-point deficit, and this is certainly one way to do it. Biko Johnson from way downtown.
Yeah, what a star player he has been. Over 16 points a game this season, one of the best in the RMAC. Mentioned the first team all-conference for him. This has been sensational here for Fort Lewis as they tried a three-peat here in this RMAC tournament.
These teams have already combined to shoot 15 three-pointers. They've made 7 of them. So good long-range shooting early on for both squads. A little bit of a nudge and a fadeaway shot is off the mark. So Fort Lewis now with an opportunity to get this to within one possession. Dang is going to be called for a carry.
I think even Dang knew that one as he handed the ball to the official. He was like, yeah, probably.
Couldn't decide if he was going to pull up, which is what it looked like initially, and saw an open lane, tried to drive, and had already lost his dribble. So Regis works it around the arc. Page hands it off to Bryant. Bryant into the lane. Now he's got two defenders on him. There's the open man. Page finishes around the rim.
That was a real tough finish for Page. Need more of that today for Regis down low in the paint if you're going to match Fort Lewis.
Picked off by the Rangers. They've got a 2-on-1 break. Dropped off, and free throws coming for Egan. Take a look at this. Johnson tried to hit the man in the corner, but a good read, and the Rangers will get some free throws for their efforts.
Yeah, right now, so far in the game, 4 turnovers apiece. So Rangers doing a decent job of kind of having that efficiency that I was talking about as one of the difference makers here in this game.
Egan's first is off the mark, an 80% free throw shooter. Had that first one hit the front rim, back rim, and fell back out.
And one of the best in conference from that free throw line, too. 75.6%, fourth overall as a team.
Knocks down the second. It'll be subbed out. Steer Mission. Let's see if that hot hand cooled off or not on a couple of minutes sitting on the bench. Into the corner, 3 ball, that's an air ball. Offensive rebound, though, ends up in the hand of Earhart, who finishes it off.
That's something that Fort Lewis is kind of sneaky good at. They're one of the top in offensive rebounds so far this season. So kind of sneaky good at 11.5 offensive boards. One of the best in second chance points.
Johnson with another long 3, and he's got another triple. Biko Johnson showing off the range.
And that one off balance, the first one from all the way in Grand Junction. So, you know, you got star player in Biko Johnson. He's going to be an issue today as they expected for Fort Lewis.
Into the lane, and one opportunity now for Harmon. Great play development there by Regis as Harmon came off a screen, take another look at it. Just split some Skyhawk defenders and is able to finish. Bryant checks back into the lineup for the Rangers. And Carmichael's back in for the Skyhawks.
And Trey Bryant, a sneaky double-double, one of the, I believe, 4 he had on this season for Regis. The last time he played Fort Lewis.
So
extra minutes.
Lead is 5 for Regis. At one point it was double figures. Fort Lewis, though, able to get back into it is Earhart. 8 on the shot clock. Long 3, that one's an air ball. Dang's going to have to hurry, and he does finish it before the shot clock expires.
It's only 2 offensive boards, but both of them have gone for points, so that's what really matters, those second chance points that they're getting here for Fort Lewis.
Harmon behind the screen of Steer Mission is no good. Dang skies for the board. Lob down low. Dang had his hands tied up, but he's able to come away with it. It's poked away into the hands of Earhart, who turns right around, elevates off the back rim, and Regis. Harmon drops it off, and then it's rejected by Earhart.
Great recovery by Fort Lewis. Mayo Harmon looked like he had what would be an assist on a great drop-off. It shows the defensive presence for Fort Lewis.
Allen, the crossover, looking for some help, into the lane, double team, lost the handle, gets it back, into the corner. Earhart's three is no good. So after a really hot shooting start for both teams from beyond the arc, both have kind of gone ice cold as the Rangers will reset their offense. Regis scoreless for the last 2 minutes. Loose ball. Tap to the Rangers. Shot clock at 5. Gonna have to get one off here quickly. One, steer mission. No good.
That was a great look here at the 1 second here for Regis to maybe get that look to steer mission. I thought Bryant was going to take it in the corner with about 3 on the clock, but they got an even better look. Just couldn't come up with the points.
Dang finds a cutting Carmichael. It's poked out of bounds, and he'll stay with Fort Lewis. To the under 8 media timeout. This first half moving right along. Regis currently with a 3-point lead.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Today we're going to be helping style some high schoolers with Under Armour and seeing their personality shine through. She found her pick. Let's get it. Style is all about a representation of yourself. Whatever you feel the most confident in, it brings out your personality as well.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Back inside Lock Ridge Arena. Take a look at the Fort Lewis bench. The Skyhawks did find themselves down double digits at one point, but have fought their way back to within one possession. Both teams, however, ice cold at the moment, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, really started off super hot, and now 4 for 12 and 4 for 10. Still shooting a decent amount here from 3-point, but it has been really low on the scoring. No team has scored for now over 2 minutes of play, so someone's got to score eventually here, Jason.
Fort Lewis will look for the tie. Johnson fake that kick out pass, and he'll now get it back up top. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson's already hit one from farther than where he's standing right now. Crossover, fade away. Rattled halfway down and out. Nice drop down and an easy finish. There are our first points in 2.5 minutes.
And that's the assist from Sanders. Averages 4.1, top of the RMAC in that statistic. He doesn't just shoot threes. He also does stuff like that with the no-look assists.
And Steer Mission with 13 early points. Johnson will get some free throws. Thought maybe Sanders was there in time. Might have just moved at the last second as Johnson picks up the blocking foul.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think he was moving just slightly as Johnson came in, so I think it is a really good call here, but see a couple substitutions as well.
Egan and Cox back in for the Rangers as Biko hit his first free throw. Biko, a 73.5% free throw shooter, top 20 in the conference. Gets both of them. A little bit of pressure from the Skyhawks, who really haven't done as much full court as I feel like we're used to seeing from them. That three is no good. Fort Lewis again looking for a tie. Johnson, head fake, kick out. Now Allen, the floater in the lane, off glass, no good. Loose ball. Fresh shot clock now for Fort Lewis. Into the corner. Allen. No good. Both teams from three-point land, a combined 2 of their last 12. Harmon, what a feed down low. Unable to hold on to it, though, and it goes out of bounds. Achara just couldn't control off that initial pass, allowed the defense to swarm him.
And Coach Mass was asking for a travel.
No. Step back three, again. Off the mark from beyond the arc at the moment. Dang. We'll have some free throws. The foul will go against Harmon. That is his first. Third team foul on the Rangers. Both teams done a really good job. Stay out of foul trouble here in the first half. Just 8 combined team fouls.
Yeah, well, the three-point shooting hasn't been nearly what it was at the beginning. At least the flow of the game has still been pretty smooth here. And yeah, like you mentioned, not a lot of fouls in this game. Both teams have been efficient so far on each side of the ball at different times. So just like we thought in this game, it was going to be back and forth, just like it was the first time these two teams played, went into overtime. Expected the exact same coming into this building.
Dang hits 1 of 2 as the second one rattles off, and it's now a 2-point lead for the Rangers. Fort Lewis hasn't had a field goal in over 4 minutes of play. And there's one in the lane for the Rangers. Jalen Brown drops in 2. Quickly the other way, Dang, couple of crossovers into the lane. Kick out. Johnson, another long three. No good on that one either. Carmichael soars on the weak side for the rebound. Carmichael muscles his way. Can't get that one to fall either. And the lid remains on the basket for the Skyhawks. There's a nice floater. Brown again, back-to-back buckets for him.
And Brown has the ability, I mentioned it already once on the broadcast, he has the ability to take over a game. He's scored 25-plus points 3 times this year. Just a sophomore on this Regis team, and he is excellent so far this season, and he is going to be a building piece for Regis to come.
Another long shot is off the mark for Fort Lewis. Just relying too much, I feel like, on the three-pointers. They are 4 of 16 now. And a great feed down low and an easy flush.
Yeah, you actually mentioned the threes. I mentioned it one other time. Only taking 18 of them the first time they played Regis. They've been shooting it more on later in the year, but really shocking to see this team taking as many threes as they are right now. I'd agree with you there, Jason.
Dang. A little bit of contact, shot off the mark, loose ball rebound. True Allen finishes it off. And timeout on the floor as Regis has built their lead back up to 6. They're up 35-29.
Welcome to Regis University, one of Colorado's top universities, located in the dynamic capital city of Denver, with expert faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, cutting-edge technology, and a vibrant campus that is home to a diverse and inclusive student body. Here, you'll find innovative programs that will prepare you to succeed personally and professionally, with a focus on developing practical, real-world skills. Aspire to more and discover your potential at Regis University.
Press all year, so.
Welcome back inside Lock Ridge Arena. Take a look at the Regis Ranger bench. And Regis has been able to take advantage of cold shooting from Fort Lewis and have pushed their advantage back out to a couple of possessions.
Yeah, Fort Lewis is 1 of 10 in their last 10 field goal attempts. Yeah, that's not how you're going to try to win a basketball game or close out this first half against this Regis team.
There's a little bit of token pressure by the Skyhawks in the backcourt, but not that high-intensity full court that has led the Skyhawks to be one of the top steal and turnover forcing teams in the country. And there's a reverse announcer's jinx apparently as Fort Lewis comes up with a steal.
It's just the 5th turnover for Regis so far of the game, so on pace to be under that 15 that I said was the difference maker in this game.
Allen, deep, looking for some help, tried to kick it back out, and it's picked off. Brown, crossover, pull up, just too hard. And Dang, the leading rebounder for the Skyhawks, pulls down another. Already 7 boards for Chol, right at his season average of 7.5, and a bump down low as Biko kind of threw up his head a little bit, trying to sell it to the referee. Just the 4th team foul, however, on Regis, as Steer Mission checks back in. That shot was partially blocked, and now Regis with a man advantage as Allen's a little slow, getting back down. Good feed down low, but an even better read by Johnson to force another steal. Now Earhart deep, over to Dang. There we go. Chol knocks down the 3. As Fort Lewis had been one of their last 8 from beyond the arc.
And really fortunate, honestly, for Fort Lewis to be down 3 points in this game with shooting like that for as long as they did. Really fortunate place to be in here for Fort Lewis. And you'll wonder here in the second half if they're going to adapt and maybe put that full court press in to force some more turnovers.
Harmon got to the block, rebound. Take another look at that last 3 there by Dang to bring Fort Lewis to within 3 points. They're going to call that last foul on the ground. So 6th team foul against Fort Lewis, the 2nd on Coleman. So no free throws yet for anybody as we're approaching 30 seconds remaining in the first half. And just as I say that, there will now be free throws as that's the 7th team foul, the 2nd personal on Johnson.
Yeah, kind of a wasted foul here for Biko Johnson right before the end of this first half, and not to mention how starring he is for this Fort Lewis team. And for him to get maybe, if Regis can go at him, probably maybe try to get him a 3rd foul at the beginning of that second half, it could be trouble here for Fort Lewis.
So Harmon with a 1-on-1 opportunity. No good on the first.
Shocking for Mayo Harmon, one of the top free throw shooters here in the conference, definitely top 10.
About a 5-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So Fort Lewis will take as much time off as possible as Allen into the corner. 3 on the shot clock now. Tough fadeaway. That one's off the mark. And there's going to be a foul on the rebound. I believe it'll go against Dang. That is indeed who it'll go against. Just his first personal, but we will walk all the way down, and Steer Mission will have another 1-and-1 opportunity as we take a look at it. End of the shot clock. Dang kind of wrapped his arms around Steer Mission and helped him to the ground nicely. So Steer Mission, who had that scorching hot start, he was 4-4, including 3 3-pointers. Then a little quiet the second half and another missed free throw. And it just doesn't matter. Shooting right now for both teams off the mark as Allen quickly got down court, got it off before the buzzer, but couldn't get it to fall. So that brings us to halftime. And Black Hills State, yeah, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that this game is close regardless of shooting woes or not, since these two played an overtime 1-point decision back in December. So the fact that we're within one possession really shouldn't surprise too many people. I think it's kind of the cold shooting that's caught us off guard as Regis straight out of the second half. That first one is off the mark and out of bounds. Fort Lewis tried to save it and couldn't, so it'll stay with the guys in gray.
Yeah, that was the first 3-ball by Kobe Sanders.
Rangers work it around the arc. Tough fadeaway in the lane and a great shot there to get the Rangers on the board here in the second half. Quick update from the women's tournament taking place out in Grand Junction. Host Colorado Mesa has an 8-point lead over 4th-seeded Black Hills State as Fort Lewis drops in 2, courtesy of Johnson. Bryant looking for some help, tried to drop it down low. Earhart got his hands on it, but it ends up back in the hands of the Rangers. Now 4 on the shot clock. Kick out 3 by Harmon. Hit the back rim and out, and it'll go to the Skyhawks.
A real good job by the Skyhawks in the paint and guarding that around to force them to take that long 3 with just 3 seconds on the shot clock. Not really any opportunity, and you see that Fort Lewis defense who almost forced another steal there as well.
Johnson somehow kept his footing. Floater lefty is no good. Dang, the offensive rebound. Kick out. Earhart into the corner. Carmichael is going to get called for a travel as he went to go make his move. Shuffled his feet just a little bit, and that is just the 6th turnover for Fort Lewis in this game. Regis matching that number.
Yeah, which is shocking if you know anything about Fort Lewis. I mean, they have forced double-digit turnovers every single game this season, and they average forcing 19.7. So one of my difference makers, Regis, doing it right now with only 6 turnovers.
Trey Bryant kind of lowered his head a little bit to get into the lane and picked up a blocking foul on his defender. Foul goes against Earhart, just his first personal, first team foul of the half. So Rangers will take it out. Harmon, drive, kick, Steer Mission from the corner. That's what got him started in the first half with a corner 3.
Yeah, I'll say it one more time. No one would have expected him to have 4 threes in this game over other players like Brown, Chase Mayo, Harmon, Kobe Sanders. But he's the guy that's lighting it up right now from beyond the arc.
And then a turnover by the Skyhawks once again, and Regis will get another possession. As you take a look, Steer Mission with a game-high 16 points thanks to that 3-pointer.
Yeah, even in the games where he played, really didn't chuck up that many threes, only chucked up 6 before this game this season, and only made 2 of those.
And now Steer Mission will get 3 free throws, and in case there were any question, a season-high number for Steer Mission. And actually a career-high number, which was previously 12. He scored that many in a game last year. So Steer Mission put together a career night here in the semifinals.
and battling through all the injuries that he has this season to come back and even put up the numbers that he has here tonight is something that winners do. That's all I got to say here.
First free throw was off the mark, so two more, as it was a three-pointer, and Steer Mission gets the nice bounce there off the back rim as the two number zeros check in. Coleman for Fort Lewis and Brown for Regis.
Yeah, just to tell you how good this kid has been, 5 for 15 overall for Regis from beyond the arc. He's got 4 of those 5. Everybody else just 1 for 11 in this game.
So Steer Mission hits 2 of his 3 free throws, and the lead is back out to 8, second largest of the contest. Down low, Dang, good hands, finishes the easy shot. Joel Dang's got 12 points to lead Fort Lewis. Bryant thought about the 3, but had a defender in his face. Now Harmon clears everybody out, but he'll work it back to midcourt. Brown dribbling, waiting for a screen, gets it. Split a defender. Oh, can't finish though. Was a nifty move to get to the rim, but lost control of the ball. Now the Skyhawks running the other way. Allen. And there's going to be a foul as Allen went to kick it out.
Brown did everything right on that drive-in besides just holding on to the handle here at the end.
I mean, that crossover. Great move. Just unable to finish.
And you can even tell he was smiling on that play as well. Almost like, are you kidding me? Unbelievable crossover and just couldn't hold on to the handle.
Allen, lefty 3, got it. Drew Allen with his second bucket of the evening. He's got 5 points. Kick out, Page floater, no good. Rebound, Dang, as Steer Mission hits the deck. Dang's got himself a double-double, 12 points and 11 boards. The take, no good from Allen. As buckets close to the rim have been hard to come by. That feed is going to go off the Rangers and out of bounds. That brings us to the media timeout. We're right where we started the second half. It's a 3-point Regis lead.
It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
15:49 to go in the second half. Regis up by 3, and three-point shooting from them has been money. Let's take a look there for a Fort Lewis 3, but on the other side, Regis been shooting the 3 ball pretty well.
Yeah, it's really been Steer Mission who's been shooting the ball really well. Outside of that, not really overall really good numbers, but Regis was shooting the ball insanely well on their 10-game win streak. That's how they got to this point as the number 2 seed, was that 10-game win streak in the RMAC, where they shot 48% from three-point range in those games. And now when their last 5 games of the season, they just shot 26%, and you saw that 1-4 record as the effect. Got to hit the 3 balls, and Steer Mission is helping that out.
Earhart the drive baseline, tough shot, and it's just a 1-point game. Fort Lewis has hit 4 of their first 6 shots here in the second half, making up for a relatively poor first half. And nice ball movement there from the Rangers leads to an open layup by Egan. Long 3, Dang trying to tie it up, can't. Fort Lewis just hasn't been able to get over that hump. They've got it down to 1, 2, 3 points, but they have yet to lead in this game or even be tied after the initial tip. Harmon Good hands, and an even, couldn't finish, and then it's tipped out of bounds by Achara. Great ball movement, truly on that last possession by Regis. Quick touch pass down low for the wide open lay-in. Skip pass. That three is no good either. Long rebound in the corner by the Rangers. Court to court. Full court all the way up. The shot, however, no good. So again, Skyhawks with an opportunity to tie. Allen's going to head to the free throw line.
Egon having a difficult possession there on both sides of the court. Didn't quite get the finish on the one side, then gets the foul on the other. But really, I mean, the biggest number, we actually kind of missed this. There's the third foul gotten on Biko Johnson. He's got 3 fouls in this game with 13:50 here left to play. That's the only one in foul trouble on either side, as he's checking back into the game right now for Fort Lewis. But he does have 3 fouls, so if Regis might choose to try to go right back at him, maybe pick up the 4th foul.
3 substitutions for Fort Lewis after that missed free throw by Allen, as Riggs, Johnson, and Florence are all back in the lineup. And 0 for 2 from the line for Allen.
Sure, neither coach is really proud of their free throws so far in this one. 50% and just over that for Regis. So neither team shooting the best from that line.
Another good tug pass down low. Cox finishes, and there was a foul called. So it was after the basket, so the foul's going to go against number 12, Achara, down low. So they'll count the basket.
You just saw the little shove from him from behind on that play, trying to get that board.
So once again, Fort Lewis finds themselves down by 2 possessions as Johnson feeds it down low. Double team, loose ball, picked back up. Re-attack. Lowered the shoulder, got the shot up, miss, own rebound. There's still 9 seconds on the shot clock. Resetting, getting into the lane. Florence will now get some free throws. Talk about working hard.
And he was really throwing his entire body there into Achara. That's a foul on Chi down low. You see him just pushing that shoulder in and making sure that he got into the paint for this opportunity. And that seemed to hype up the Fort Lewis crowd more than any other play here today.
Good hustle. Basically had the ball in his hands the entire shot clock. So now Florence with a couple of free throws.
Another stat here for you, Jason. I mean, this team has shot 161 more free throws than any other RMAC team this season. They've made 58 more free throws than the other team. As of right now, they have only shot 7, about to be 8 from the free throw line today. So that is very much low on the side of Fort Lewis.
Not necessarily a great free throw shooting team, 14th in the conference in terms of percentage, but just the pure volume as Florence goes 1 of 2. Bryant, the lob, Achara can't finish. Quickly out the other way, Coleman kicked it out to Johnson, ends up in the hands of Allen, and then they work it down to Florence. Working hard again. He's going to call for a travel that time. And that'll quickly get Chol Dang off the bench, as Florence was given a little bit of a leash as he was working hard, but that turnover, too much to handle for the Fort Lewis coaching staff. Halftime of the women's game, Mesa's increased their lead. It's currently up to 8. We'll keep you up to date on the women's tournament happening out in Grand Junction as well. As here we've got a nail biter as we approach 12 minutes remaining in the second half. Regis with a 4-point lead and possession. The screen into the lane. Defender fell down, and that allowed an easy finish for Jalen Brown.
Brown's been really efficient so far, 4 of 7 shooting. He's got 8 total points. Hasn't had a lot of volume, but he's been really efficient.
And then the steal on the other end. Bryant comes up with it, weaves his way to the free throw line. Was able to hand it off to Egan. Now Brown will reset everything. 15 on the shot clock, guarded by Earhart. Drive. Put his body between the defender and the ball and drops in 2 more. Jalen Brown with a couple finishes in the lane. Johnson, the extra pass. Dang, all the way to the rim. His layup rolls off.
And a great rebound by Achara as well, getting that from Johnson.
Now Bryant can't finish. Here comes Dang from the other side of the court. And they are going to give the foul to... Let's see what the officials have to say. Now they're going to talk about it. It's timeout on the floor. We'll take a break as well. The foul is going to go against Regis, but they have an 8-point lead.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Back in Golden, Colorado, first semifinal of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference men's basketball tournament. The 2-seed Regis Rangers with an 8-point lead over the 6th-seeded Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. Right before that timeout, the foul was called on Chi Achara, his 3rd personal down low. So possession will be with the designated visitors, the Skyhawks, in their black unis with the blue trim. Johnson got tripped up and hit the deck. Steer Mission also hit the floor. It was a good-looking play as Dang was looking for Biko, but Biko had hit the floor. Take a look at it, coming off a screen and just got tangled up a little bit. Otherwise, I have a feeling Johnson would have had an easy finish at the rim. Fort Lewis obviously trying to get Johnson a little bit more into their offense. Got to the rim. Tough shot, no good. Rebound will be a foul on Johnson. And for Biko, that is his 4th personal.
That is just not something you can do if you're Biko Johnson. You're going too hard at that basketball. And this is a foul. I mean, he's on Kobe Sanders' arm at the beginning and pretty much throughout it. So that is a foul on Biko Johnson, and it's not a smart one. As you mentioned, 4th foul.
So the leading scorer for the Skyhawks will have to take a seat, you would imagine, for quite a while. But if this starts to get out of hand, it'll be interesting to see how long Fort Lewis head coach Jordan Mast keeps his leading scorer off the court. Now the officials talking to the scorers table. Appears like maybe the substitution didn't check in correctly. So are they going to make Johnson go back on the floor? No, they're not. They're just going to make Allen walk back to the table and then walk back out onto the floor. So looks like Fort Lewis is setting up a little bit of a full court press. They've got 4 and a little bit of a square, but absolutely lost track of the Rangers, and that's one way to break a press. Steer Mission, the easy layup.
Yeah, waiting for that full court press and just completely broke it just now. And now you see the lead going into double digits.
Largest lead of the contest, ties when it was 19-9 earlier, and then another foul on Regis. It's going to result in some free throws. That foul's going to go against Brown. And so Dang will have a couple of free throws. Take a look at that press break. I mean, one dribble, and I don't even know if they needed that one dribble to break the press. First free throw from Dang is good. He's up to 13. 13 and 13 for Chol. Second team all RMAC selection this year. Dang's second one is also good. Truly kind of the lone bright spot, I feel like, for Fort Lewis so far in this contest. Yes, Biko's got 12 points also, but he spent a lot of time on the bench in foul trouble. Harmon with a triple, had some time to set his feet and knocked it down.
And the first-year coach in Mass was asking for a travel. Maybe shuffle his feet a little bit before he dished it off for the 3, but not going to get that call, and Mass remains unhappy on the sideline.
And then a pick off on the other side by the Rangers. Little bit of steam. Pull up, off glass, no good. Dang with his 14th rebound.
And yeah, with that steal, they are now in front of Fort Lewis in steals, one of the best stealing teams in the country.
Riggs, however, hits a 3 on the other end to bring the deficit back down to single digits. Here's some more of that full court press, a little bit. However, again, left a player wide open. Earhart tried to come over. Loose ball, run down by Carmichael. He'll finish on the other end. There's that pressure from Fort Lewis we've been waiting for the entire contest. But again, lose track. Steer Mission's wide open. The way he's been shooting the ball, I'm surprised he didn't put one up.
They're trying to maybe slow it down here just a little bit. You've got that 6-point lead, but I agree with you. The way Steer Mission's got the hot hand, I would have pulled that one up.
Baseline drive. Stutter step around the defender and dropped in by Brown.
And he has just been really efficient on the chances that he has gotten. 12 points today, 6 of 10 shooting. Has been really, really efficient for Jaylen Brown.
Dang, drive, has it rejected by Page. Got the ball back, right back at the rim, no good.
And that is not one you'll see Dang miss too often. He's missed a couple of them real close today, but doesn't normally see a lot of that action.
Oh, and then good help side there from Carmichael to come over with the block shot. Now Allen. Stutter step, again, a missed shot around the rim. A second one, tip up again, no good. Riggs has it this time, and there'll be a foul called on the ground. Man, Fort Lewis just cannot buy a bucket in close. See that shot by Dang get rejected, and then he missed another one. And so Fort Lewis in the bonus, as that's the 8th team foul on the Rangers. Couple of substitutions as Egon and Cox check back in for Regis.
You got 3 fouls on Brown, you got 3 fouls on Achara. For the foul trouble on Regis. On the other side, you got Biko Johnson. Obviously with those 4 fouls, we said that a couple times.
Riggs knocks down the first free throw. He's got 7 points. Make it 8 as the deficit once again just down to 6. So Regis makes a run. Fort Lewis responds. They just haven't been able to get over the hump yet. As again, the Rangers have led wire to wire so far.
Yeah, and the most shocking stat, 6 steals to 5 steals right now. Regis leading that category against this Fort Lewis team who steals the ball more than any team in the nation.
Egon, 5 on the shot clock. Sanders gets into the lane, an extra pass. Harmon, no good. Saunders runs down in the corner, though, and saves it to his teammate. So another possession for the Rangers, and at this point, the clock is their friend. A 6-point lead, 7.5 minutes to go. Page, what a slip and what a jump stop to avoid the defender and finish.
Yeah, faked that pick and then went right to the basket. What a move by Page, and also what a find.
And then Page on the other end was able to alter a shot, and then we're going to have some free throws as the defender, unable to control himself, knocks down Riggs as he was taking a 3, and that'll bring us to the under 8. 7:19 to go. Regis with a 59-51 lead.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Today we're going to be helping style some high schoolers with Under Armour and seeing their personality shine through. She found her pick. Let's get it. Style is all about a representation of yourself. Whatever you feel the most confident in, it brings out your personality as well.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Back inside Lock Ridge Arena, 2-seed Fort Lewis with a lead, 2-seed Regis with a lead over 6-seed Fort Lewis, as the Rangers have had some really great ball movement. That's a long 3 there from Harmon. Was able to get them up to double figures, their advantage, but the Skyhawks refusing to go away, and they're going to have 3 free throws now from A.J. Riggs.
Yeah, and Regis really doing exactly what they needed to do. They have only had, right now, 8 turnovers. They've only allowed 5 steals to Fort Lewis, and they're shooting over 35%, which was the other difference maker I mentioned from beyond the arc right now, thanks to steer mission and that last one by Chase Mayo Harmon. They're doing what needs to be done to win this game right now against Fort Lewis, and you see it on the scoreboard, 59-52.
Riggs made the first, missed the second, so he'll have 1 more to go. That free throw is good, so 2 of 3 for Riggs on that trip to the line. We talk about the ball movement from Regis has led to some easy points in the paint as they've outscored the Skyhawks 34-22 in that category. And let's see if they get close to the rim again. Harmon, the crossover to the free throw line. Bounce pass, and there's 2 more points in the paint for you.
Who is that call on? Call on Dang. It's just a second.
4th team foul on Fort Lewis. Dang talking to the official, trying to plead his case, but that's not going to work as Cox will get an opportunity at a 3-point play.
Obviously, Biko Johnson in right now with 4 fouls for Fort Lewis. Got to watch that as well.
For a team down 8, you've got to have your leading scorer out there on the floor.
Absolutely.
So we'll see if they're able to get him into it offensively. Here is Johnson into the lane. Contact, just threw that one up a little wild. He's going to get bailed out with a blocking call. It's going to go against Cox. A little bit of a wild circuit shot truly from Johnson, but he'll get a couple of free throws. First one is good. Wonder if that'll really kind of get him started. Not a Great shooting night, 4 of 9 for him. Does have 13 points, but he's been on and off the court all night, trying to control those fouls. Drops in the second. So 2-2 from the line goes Biko Johnson, and Fort Lewis back to within 6. Bryant picked up his dribbles. Able to get it to Brown, though. Brown gets the screen, who slipped by Steer Mission. Now Brown working baseline. Got the kick. Egon, pull up off the front rim, but an offensive rebound. Egon will try from a little farther away. That one's no good either. And Dang had the rebound, lost it. Regis is able to make him pay.
Yeah, great effort by Steer Mission to go on the ground and flip that to Bryant as well. He's had a really good game here for Regis. He's done it all.
Biko, the feed down low. Florence lets the defender fly by. But again, a missed shot. Steer Mission comes down with it. Regis is pushing. They've got numbers. Into the lane. Blocked. But they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Dang. They are, and for Chol, that's his 3rd personal, 5th team foul. As we take a look at that last play, Dang had the rebound but couldn't keep his feet, and it resulted in an easy layup there for Bryant. As Brown now will head to the free throw line. First one is no good. Lots of good free throw shooters in this contest, not shooting the free throw very well so far in this one. Brown, a nearly 75%er.
Yeah, if Regis comes out of this game here with the win, that's going to be the one thing you're going to be able to look at and say, yeah, that needs to be like 3 times as good going into the championship game.
So 1 of 2 goes Brown, and that mirrors the team for the evening as they are an even 50%, 6 of 12. Riggs with the triple, no good.
And that would have been a massive 3, too. Could have switched the momentum just a little bit, just rolled out. Fortunate for Riggs.
Bryant taking some contact. Now Brown. Tough floater along the baseline is no good, and Dang, another rebound. That is 18 rebounds in this game for Chol Dang. Pull up from Biko, no good. And Regis is running. Missed shot on the other side. Good defense by Johnson to just kind of alter the shot just a bit. And now into the lane. He will not get a close one to fall. Dang, another rebound and the putback. And a timeout called by Fort Lewis after that bucket brings them back to within 7. First coach has called timeout, turns into a media, so we'll take a break. The Rangers holding on to a 7-point lead.
That's a time.
Welcome to Regis University, one of Colorado's top universities, located in the dynamic capital city of Denver, with expert faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, cutting-edge technology, and a vibrant campus that is home to a diverse and inclusive student body. Here, you'll find innovative programs that will prepare you to succeed personally and professionally, with a focus on developing practical, real-world skills. Aspire to more and discover your potential at Regis University.
20 rebounds. That has got to be. Back inside Lockridge Arena here in Golden, Colorado. Fort Lewis College never led, but they have kept this game close throughout.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the biggest lead of the game has been 11 with 9:51 left to go in this second half, but it has only been above double digits for the lead for Regis, the team that's held the entire game long for maybe, I would say, maybe 2 minutes of this game total in game time. So it's been a really back and forth game, but Fort Lewis just can't close the lead.
And Chol Dang, talk about a bright spot for Fort Lewis. He has a conference high 20 rebounds in this game. That is the best number in the RMAC this season. Just been unable, however, to get over the hump and into the lead. So Dang putting together a good, as now Fort Lewis tried to force a turnover, and then a long three at the end of the buzzer is off the mark.
Man, all the threes that Sanders has hit this year, that one would have been the craziest if he hit that one.
Earhart, again, a miss in the lane for Fort Lewis as their shooting percentage has not been pleasant. They are shooting under 30% here in the second half. Johnson, fade away, that one's off the mark. Got his own rebound, however, another miss in close. I'd like to see the number of shots Fort Lewis has missed within like 3 feet of the basket, because that number I feel like would be significantly higher than the Skyhawks would like to talk about. 5 on the shot clock. Pull back 3, no good. Dang, his 21st rebound.
Incredible. That's pretty impressive, especially to do it in a semifinal game. I mean, Fort Lewis not been in front in this game, but Dang has had a heck of a performance.
Johnson a long 3, and at this point I feel like they're getting desperate, and Earhart was able to drop that one in.
Ooh, and Sanders is hurt.
And Sanders is still on the ground for Regis. And we'll take a break as well, as Sanders will get some help from the trainers.
It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Oh.
Take a look at some of the big-time honors here for the All-RMAC on the men's side for basketball. We'll see a couple of these players in tonight's game. Player of the Year, Majuk Dang. But in this game, Biko Johnson, of course, joined by Harmon in this contest. First team All-RMAC. And bad news for Regis, however.
Oh, and he's hurt.
Yeah, so Kobe Sanders just had to get helped off the court, and he is over at the trainer's table with his head in his hands.
Yeah, he couldn't put any weight on that left knee, so
kind of rolled it up. So Regis with possession, however, they are missing arguably their leader, Kobe Sanders, and now Fort Lewis is going to start to put some pressure on as the Rangers without one of their top guards.
Yeah, his assist ability, not only the three-point shooting, but his assist ability and ball movement is off the charts for Regis. It's going to be affecting them here in the final 2.5.
Harmon into the corner, steer mission, off the mark. Bryant with the offensive board, however, and the putback. Bucket and the foul, Trey Bryant.
How about Trey Bryant putting one of his best buddies, Kobe Sanders, right on his back, getting that and one. And what a rebound for him as well. I told you at the very beginning, such a stingy player, was great on the defensive side. Won Defensive Player of the Week once this season, but he's also really good on the offensive boards. Just a stingy player and a really important one for Regis. If Kobe Sanders is the leader on this team, that guy right there is in Trey Bryant.
And Bryant hits it to push the advantage out to 8 with under 2.5 minutes to go. No Biko Johnson on the floor for the Skyhawks as they work it down to Dang. It's poked out from the NCAA logo. Kick out. Allen for three. No good. Long rebound in front of the Fort Lewis bench is going to go to the Rangers.
Yeah, it looked like Egon was the one that touched it, and then Carmichael just came right in and almost tried to save it, and then touched it as it went out of bounds to the Fort Lewis bench.
So Regis will take it out right in front of Fort Lewis bench. And here comes some pressure. A double team deep in the backcourt. The Rangers get it over midcourt. And now they're going to pull it back out. Kill as much shot clock as possible and see if they can shorten this game. Brown, floater, and an offensive foul called. Good job by Riggs as he planted his feet and got in front of Brown before he took off.
That was a real good play by Riggs. As you'll see the second replay here, that just went right at him. Just kind of fell over almost like, I don't even know how you explain that, almost like a scarecrow type of thing. You just push it over and
was expecting contact and got it. Johnson back in the lineup for Fort Lewis. Trying to post up down low with those 4 fouls, though. He's got to be careful. He's got it in the corner. A 3 ball is good. Biko hits the triple. He's up to 17. That's a game-high number. His team down 5.
Yeah, if you're Regis here, just got to hold on to the ball. You cannot let Fort Lewis do what they do best and force the turnover and the steal right now. You got to maintain this.
Doing a good job as the shot clock is down to 10. Feed down low. Page finishes it off. And that has got to be a backbreaker for Fort Lewis. Good defense for 25 seconds. And then Regis able to get a shot in close.
Nice pass by Eddie Egan, leading to Page. Regis can smell it.
30-second timeout called by Regis. Page with 6 points, but none bigger arguably than those 2 right there as it pushes it out to a 3-possession game, 7 points. Here is the previous Fort Lewis possession as Biko hits a 3 from the corner. He is 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. That team high 17. Second highest output in the contest behind only Steer Mission's 20, who's been super quiet truly since that smoking hot start in the first half.
He had 11 points in, well, maybe the first 3 minutes, 9 points since then. So a really good game, but yeah, definitely has slowed down since his first 3 minutes of this game for sure.
Riggs. And Fort Lewis is looking to put up threes, I feel like. Well, Allen drives, kicks, throw it into open space. Johnson saves it. Earhart's got it. Extra pass. Allen, 3 ball, air ball.
Bryant right there for that board.
Earhart trying to pick up a foul. Good job, though, by Egan to avoid the foul, but then Bryant lost the ball out of bounds.
Good job by Coach Brady making sure Jalen Brown is sitting on the bench. You do not want to get a technical at this point in this game. That was pretty close to one. He got kind of close to the referees that time.
And a 30-second timeout called by Fort Lewis as they're going to try and draw up, I would imagine, something very, very quick because there's under 24 seconds left on the clock. So no shot clock. They need a quick bucket and a couple of turnovers if they want any chance of pulling off a Reggie Miller-esque comeback.
Yeah, you would think this ball goes to Biko Johnson for a 3. You would think. It's desperation time here. But what a season, regardless, Coach Mass has done here in his first season coming over for Antelope Valley, where he had an outstanding record there, 98-25 in his 5 seasons there, 7 total, 2 as an assistant after coming over from Caltech there. And he's done an outstanding job here for this Fort Lewis team in his first year.
Biko does indeed have the ball, looking to create some space, can't do it. Page is in his grill, and then he passed it to his bench. That, ladies and gentlemen, should do it. 12.4 seconds to go. One substitution as Brown comes in for some extra ball handling. Take a look at Biko. Thought he had Riggs and just threw it beyond the reach, and that will indeed do it. So the Regis Rangers will advance to the championship game of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference men's basketball tournament as they pull off a 69-62 victory over Fort Lewis College. The win improves Regis to 18-12 overall on the